Time now for sports on 104.7 The Cave. Here's Ned Reynolds.
Mike, the intern, Ned Reynolds in the studio. Happy New Year's Eve to you, sir.
And back to you, sir.
Do you do resolutions?
I used to.
Yeah?
But I never held any of them.
So eventually you said, well, I'm going to try again this year.
It's a whatever happens, happens.
If you were going to do a resolution for next year, what would you do?
Have a new hip.
Yeah?
And that's going to happen.
That's going to happen very quickly. And Godspeed, sir, on that. All right. So, not that we cared, kind of, I think the rest of the kingdom is kind of taking a break from the whole thing this week. But last night, man, Monday Night Football in San Francisco, well, outside of San Francisco, that is. Lions, 49ers, man, I think that's a pretty big microcosm of the 49ers season this year, just that close but couldn't get over the hill.
Yeah, they finished at 6-10. I'm sorry, they don't finish. Their record now is 6-10. They had one more game. But the Detroit Lions do finish their road season, and they won 8 games, which means they were undefeated. Undefeated on the road this year. Detroit wins 40-34. The interesting thing, Mike, is, well, yeah, it's an important game and all that sort of thing, especially for the Lions. It sets up their season finale next Sunday against the Minnesota Vikings, because that's winner take all. The winner of that one gets the first round bye and the championship in the NFC division. Anyway, it's also a personal battle because the two quarterbacks were traded for each other several years ago, Jared Goff and Brock Purdy. So an individual battle. So who wins that individual battle? Brock Purdy of San Francisco, 377 yards through the air, but 2 interceptions. Jared Goff of the Detroit Lions, 303 yards through the air, but 3 touchdowns. So it all depends on how you look at it. The finals, Detroit 40, San Francisco 34. Lions and the Minnesota Vikings tied for the division or the league championship, and they play each other on Sunday. That's the finale.
Man, crazy way to finish that week. Also, one more week. And all of those of you in fantasy football land, congratulations, or I'm sorry about your championship. I actually got third place. Like, at least I got my money back this year. So also yesterday afternoon, Mizzou and Iowa got a chance to battle it out in a bowl game, and Tigers came out on top.
This was the Music City Bowl at Nissan Stadium in Nashville. It's where the Tennessee Titans play. It was a very good game, a lot better than I thought it was going to be. Iowa, a very slight favorite going into this game. Missouri trailed by 10 points in the fourth period, 24-14. But that 24 is all Iowa was able to put on the board. The Tigers got a long-distance 56-yard field goal from Blake Craig. This was with about 4 minutes remaining in the game, and that was it. The final was the Missouri Tigers 27, the Iowa Hawkeyes 24. So Missouri pulls one out, gets the win, and now it's wait till next season, see what happens.
So, of course, my Wildcats had a game last Thursday. They're done. Now Mizzou's done. As far as any other big, other than the playoffs and championship, any other local teams got any bowl games left?
Not local, no, but the first game this morning is a bowl game, and it's Alabama-Michigan, and they play down in Florida. This is a very big game. Both teams appear to be almost fully intact. I think Michigan may have lost a player or two to the opting out, but Alabama did not, and they had Jared Milroe as their quarterback. This will be a very interesting game, and it's late this morning. Then Illinois plays South Carolina later this afternoon. Then the first of the playoff quarterfinals is this evening. There were obviously 4 games in the quarterfinals, but they put one of them a day ahead of time to alleviate the television crush. So tonight is the Fiesta Bowl. It's Penn State versus Boise State, and Penn State is a double-digit favorite. I have trouble buying that margin. I don't with Penn State winning. I think they will. But Boise State's pretty good, and they have an outstanding running back in the Geno kid. This will be a heck of a game. Then tomorrow, of course, you have all the others. First quarterfinal game on New Year's Day is Texas-Arizona State in the Peach Bowl. In the evening edition, the Rose Bowl, the one that I really think is going to be the best of the games, Oregon-Ohio State. They played once this year. Oregon won 32-31. Neutral site this time, the Rose Bowl in Pasadena. Then tomorrow night, it's the Sugar Bowl, and that's Georgia-Notre Dame. And the winners of the games tonight and tomorrow all go to the semifinals, the final 4, to make it a basketball analogy. And that'll be next Thursday and Friday. Now, the first thing, Thursday and Friday, like, why not wait for the weekend? Sure death if you do on TV, because that's when the playoffs in the NFL begin.
Yeah, wild card weekend, baby. You're not competing with that, but congratulations to all those teams, and hopefully you make the good call on your chocolate chips this week, man.
We'll see what happens.
So, of course, we had that incredible Monday Night Football game, one of very few this season in San Francisco. But also, and the bowl game yesterday with the Tigers, but also locally, we had the pink and white and blue and gold happening this week.
Championship night at the Blue and Gold.
Yeah.
The Blue and Gold being played over at the Great Southern Bank Arena on the campus of Missouri State. Greenwood sponsors this whole tournament, and Greenwood, of course, is Missouri State's lab school. So they get the honors, and the two champions, there are two of them, the blue and the gold. One is Mike Holmes' alma mater. The Kickapoo Chiefs came away with a 47-43 win in a dandy with Logan Rogersville. Hey, both these teams are very good. They're different classes. Kickapoo's Class 6, and Logan Rogersville, I believe, is 4. But regardless of that, that's the nature of the blue-gold. Big plays to small. The second game, or the other division, the gold championship, won by Republic. Republic defeated Bolivar 64-49. Bolivar was not seeded. They were looking to become the first unseeded team in the history of the blue and gold to win a championship. Didn't quite get it done. Republic's a pretty good team. So you have Republic and Kickapoo as the two champions. And the ladies play a little bit later on today. Their championship game will be this afternoon. And that, again, there are two divisions. It'll be the Lady Chiefs from Kickapoo against Stratford, and Hillcrest meeting Fairgrove for the two division championships going on that one. Now that starts this afternoon over at Drury.
Well, they can get it done for the New Year's Eve starts, but congratulations to my boys from Kickapoo, and the dudes did it, ladies. It's your turn to take care of business and bring that hardware home. Which that place doesn't need. I'll tell you, I got a kid that's about to graduate, and it's so crazy going back there and seeing that school. And I don't know if it was just the substances I was on during my time in Kickapoo versus now, or it is a lot different. But that place doesn't even look the same.
What's the big difference you see?
I mean, just the innards of it is completely different than when I was there. It just doesn't feel the same. I mean, if you were to walk back into your high school in South Philly, how the hell do you think you'd feel walking around? It would be like an alien. It'd be like a different planet.
Well, I did about, on my 50th reunion, our class reunion, I did go back for that, and that was, that was 14 years ago, I guess it was. Anyway, walked the halls and said, dear God, did I go to school here?
That's exactly how I felt. That's exactly how I felt. So you're not alone in that. All right, let's talk about kids that are still going to school, and that's the Missouri State Bears and Lady Bears. When do they get in action again?
Actually, Mike, they are off, I think, for another week. They go back. I believe that's correct. I'm not sure of their schedule, but it may be 2 weeks. They usually go back the day after the Martin Luther King holiday. But be that as it may, the Bears will play tomorrow night at the Great Southern Bank Arena. The Bears put on an awful show against Evansville. I mean, folks, you don't see 26% shooting from the field. That's not the Bears. They're better than that, and they had better be, because Valparaiso comes into town tomorrow night for a 7 o'clock game. That's New Year's night. Valparaiso and the Bears at the Great Southern Bank Arena, and Valparaiso's not bad. They have a good team capable of beating a lot of the good teams. The Lady Bears play the next night, which would be Thursday, and they'll host Belmont out of Nashville, Tennessee. Belmont, of course, is a Missouri Valley Conference team. So those games are coming up to end out the, actually to ring in the new year. That'll be a lot of fun.
Definitely will be, Ned. Again, Happy New Year's to you, and I will see you next year, my friend.